So I'm starting off with my E.L.F. Poreless Putty Primer, and I'm going to go on with that, and I dig it out with my fingernails. It's really gross, but it's what works, so that's what I do, and I rub it all over as one does with primer. And you gotta make sure you get your neck, so here in a minute I'll get my neck. Yep, there we go. And then I'm taking my Milani Conceal and Perfect foundation. It's my go-to, my holy grail. Taking a wet beauty sponge. I got that at Target. It was $3 in the dollar aisle, so we're working with it. And I'm just gonna blend that around and get it on my neck, get it all over, make sure everything's nice and blended and beautiful, because you don't want ugly edges. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm taking my E.L.F. concealer. It was way too light for my under eyes, so I put it on my eyelids as a primer. I'm taking that, I'm rubbing it around. This will come in handy for when I'm doing my eyeshadow. It makes it stay a lot longer, I've noticed, so I like that. And it's a good concealer, I just don't have the right shade. And that kind of, makes an impact, I guess. Yeah. And then I'm taking this, I don't really know what brand it is. I got it at CVS. And right now it's the only concealer I have that works. So that's my shade. Taking that same beauty sponge from before and blending that out. And that's me showing you that it's all blended. And sorry, I'll be jamming this whole video. I was listening to some Ari. So shout out my girl Ari. Stream boyfriend if you haven't already. So yeah, and now I'm taking my Milani baking powder. I'm gonna bake under my eyes, even though for the longest time I was convinced it didn't work. I think I just realized that you can't just use translucent powder. Like, you need to use a baking powder if you have fine lines under your eyes like I do, because since then I've noticed, I mean, it doesn't get rid of them, but it makes a big difference. So I recommend using a baking powder if a translucent powder is making your fine line show up more like it was for me. So I'm going to pack that on there and get all cake facey, because I am a cake face. And now I'm taking a tapered blending brush, and I'm going in with Burnt Orange in the Soft Glam palette, and I'm blending that all over my lid. I start in the crease and then I'll drag it down a little bit to the lid just to give it a little more natural look and define my eyes. I'm doing it to the other side. My goal for this look was, like, I watched an Ariana Grande tutorial, not that she did, someone else did, and I was trying to recreate it, but I didn't look like her, but I ended up liking the way I looked, even though I didn't go by their tutorial exactly. So I just decided to recreate it using the way I did it. So yeah, that's what I did. And now I'm going in with the glitter in the palette, and that's in Glistening. And I'm just using my finger just to make it a little more sheer, because you don't want it totally glittery, or at least that wasn't the look I was going for. And I pat it on there. And then here in a minute, I'm going to go over it with the same brush I used before, and I'm just going to correct the glitter that went above the crease, because I have long nails and it's hard to exactly match it. Now I'm taking a fluffy brush, and I'm just taking that same powder I baked with and putting it all over my face to set all of the liquid makeup I used, concealer and foundation, to set it, put it in place, lock it. I'm wiping off what I was baking with because I don't leave it on for too long. It was probably like 5-10 minutes at this point. And now I'm going in with my holy grail. I've used this literally since elementary school. I mean, not that exact one, but that eyeliner. And it's the E.L.F. liquid liner. It's the one that has the brush, like, it's not the felt tip. It has the brush. And I'm not kidding, I'm not exaggerating. I used it since like elementary school. So I'm just gonna make a wing and we'll go out with it. And what I like to do is I like to line my lid, but not too thick. I start thin, because you can always go thicker, but you can never go thinner. So I line the lid, and then I'll draw a line where I want my wing to be, and then I'll connect it, color it in, and then touch it up where it needs to be touched up. My eyes are also 2 different shapes, so I do have to do a different look on each of my lids. It looks like with my eyeliner, but that's so in person, it looks like I have the same eye shapes. I don't know why, it really bugs me that they're like one smaller than the other, so I always try to fix it. Now I'm taking Noir in the Soft Glam palette, the same palette from before, and I'm gonna put it like kind of smoke out my wing. And the reason I touched it on my hand is I found it's a lot easier, for me at least, if I wipe some of it off on my hand, like just tap some of it off and then tap some on my hand, to not make it look insane. So that's what I do. It might not work, I might just be delusional, but I do it and I think it works. So that's how I do it. Now I'm taking, this is just, it's called Brown Black, I think. It's the NYX eyebrow and eyeliner pencil, and I'm just tightlining my eyes. I always tightline my eyes every day, no matter what. If I'm going out of the house, I will tightline my eyes. Now I'm taking my Hoola bronzer and my big fluffy brush, and I'm gonna bronze up my face and try to warm it up. I'm trying to contour, but I mean, I'm fat, and so it doesn't make a difference. I'm no expert at contouring. I get on my forehead because I look like the Peanuts from the Proud Family movie. That is how bad my forehead is. It is ginormous. Now I'm taking my blush brush, and I'm taking an E.L.F. palette that I can't remember, and then Gold Rush. Really, I'm just trying to make a coral blush. I have the hardest time saying that. I don't have one. I'm really cheap, so I didn't want to go out and buy one. So I was just mixing colors until I found the kind of blush that I wanted. So if you have a coral blush, do it. If not, go for whatever. Mix and match. Be your own little Bob Ross Picasso person and mix up colors. And sorry I play with my hair a lot. It's a bad habit. Now I'm taking my Tarte Pro Glow, and I'm taking the top left-hand shade, and I'm applying it to where you would apply highlighter. I like this shade because it's easy to dull, and I'm not a big fan of like crazy shiny highlighter, especially for everyday life. Now I'm gonna bake where my contour is and try to make my cheekbones look better, but they won't because I'm fat. Now I'm going to do my eyebrows after I got really aggressive. That's just a duo. It has a spoolie on one end, an angled brush on the other. It's by E.L.F, but like the Anastasia one works. Any of them work. And then I'm taking my Milani Dip Brow. Well, it's not technically Dip Brow. It's brow pomade, and it's dark brown, and I'm just going to try to make my eyebrows look the way I want them to. I try to draw in an arch a little bit because my eyebrows are flat. And then I'll try to, towards my nose, the inner part of my eyebrow, I try to make it look like, almost like I got microblading done. I just want it to look like I have more hairs there than I do. And I'll brush it out. And then I'm going to do the other side. The other side. I've literally lost my mind, but I'm too lazy to go fix that, so. Same thing on that side. I draw an arch where my arch would be. I have hair there, it's just not brown. And then I'm gonna, here in a minute, when I'm done with the tapering part, I think that's what it's called, I'm gonna take my finger and just pat it out because I got a little too dark. That's what I like about using a cream product, is it doesn't, like, you can bend it to your will, I guess. Now I'm just giving my nose a little color. Some would say contouring, but I really don't like to draw attention to my nose, so I just kind of swipe, done, and blend it out. Then I'm brushing off the powder that I was using to bake with, and then I'm taking my highly rated 10-in-1 Milani mascara, which I love so much. I highly recommend it. Maybe that's why it's highly rated. I hate myself. But I already applied falsies, and I used Page Boy by Kiss. I just didn't apply them on camera. And then I'm taking just any old lip liner will do. This one happened to be pinkish. And I'm lining my lips, and if you can't tell, yes, I did get a little mascara on my nose. But I'm letting it dry so I can just swipe it off real easily. Now I'm taking One Wish by Kylie Jenner, Kylie Cosmetics, I'm sorry, I love her so much. This is my favorite shade of hers that I've tried so far. It's the perfect nude for my skin tone, and I really recommend it. I think it would look good on anybody. It's a very neutral shade and not too crazy, as you can tell there. Then I'm just taking a pink lip gloss to give it the extra oomph of color I wanted. And I'm really happy with the way the lips turned out. I was really nervous because I didn't have a corally shade, which is what I was trying to go for because it was in my car and I didn't feel like walking to get it. So yeah, that's the way the look turned out. Bye guys.